Alright, hey, Dave Knight, 123 Day Trade. What is today? Today is, hey, welcome to April. April Fool's Day. Waiting for some volume to kick in. Right now, the highest volume bar is on the blue side. It came in at 2:35 in the morning, Central. And we haven't had any volume bars into that. So, what I think, personally, is we're going to run the highs first. And then we'll see what's up here above this 60.92 area. I think this is just a fake out to the short side before they run it higher. I got a feeling we're going to see what's above that 60.92 real soon. Maybe right about now. Regardless, we need to see some volume kick in before I want to get involved with it. That 2,000 volume from 220 has already been played out. 235 has already been played out. So we need something else to get me excited about coming into a trade right now. So I'm on the sidelines until I see something worthwhile. What volume am I talking about? Let's go back and look. There it is right there, coming in at 235, and I've marked the charts across this, and you know, I think we finished around $60 a barrel on Friday or close to it. Today's opens comes in at 60.24. So a fade back into the open is possible. I was kind of hoping it'll move up and then come down and not just go down right away. But right now I don't see. There's this volume bar right here, but that's only 776. That's second highest volume bar right there. And that looks to be offset with this one here. And these two look to be offset too. So when in doubt, stay out, right? That's the old adage of trading. I like to find a nice place to get involved in it, but I need some volume to come in and not just jump the market. I'd like to short it going back towards the open of 60.24, but I like to have some confirmation, not just get caught for a 15 tick hit right off the bat. So my experience is jumping the market will only get me in trouble a lot of times. So for instance, I'll just put this on the chart so we see what we're talking about, because it'll be short below 60.71 right now. 60.71. So let's see what gets hit first. I'm not in this. I'm not trading it. But I want to put it in. So 60.71 will make a stop of 60.86. So right here will be a stop. See what gets run first. 60.86 or a 1P target of 60.53. I don't see volume to support this move, so I'm not taking it yet. But this is some trades that I'd like to be in it. I just don't see it. I don't see the volume to get involved with it yet. So it doesn't mean it won't go. It just goes without me. Alright. I'm going to pause here, or at least the video part of it, until we'll see what happens here. Alright, so we see an anomaly right here. This is something that doesn't happen. Something opposite of what you expect to see. So we're looking for a 2p profit target on the way up. 2p is 37 ticks. 6059. Looking for 6096. So looking between 6096 to 6114. Using this crude oil anomaly to get in. Lower a loss now. Either it wants to run or it doesn't. I don't want to take a hit. Okay, 1/3 R is 4 ticks. Very, very short stop on this because we're playing against this right there. There's a 172 sitting at 60.50. I wanted to see it shoot out here and it didn't, so protecting. Not willing to risk much on this trade. Not willing to risk much in any short trade that I expect, long trade that I expect the market to fly. If it's meant to happen, it should be flying, going up. So we'll be looking at 60.77 is 1p. If we can get it. Above that is 60.96. So that's going to make a new high. The Gann number is 61.43. How close can we get to that today? 61.51, 61.33. So 61.33 is target for now. That'll put us 10 ticks off of 43. We'll take a lot less, obviously, but that gives us an idea of where we can go, perhaps, if it wants to run. All right, I'm going to go ahead and protect. Go ahead and protect 2 ticks here. I really don't want to see it come back. It needs to move. We're playing this crude oil anomaly. I can't hardly say that word, but this is the volume bar that it's like one of those things. One of these things don't look like the other. This volume bar coming in is what I traded off of. One of these things don't look like the other. You remember that thing from your youth? So this is a low risk trade here. We've got a 2-tick profit going after the long here. So um, it's either going to run our way or it's not, and that's the way it works. I'm not going to piss around being long in the market. There's 1p, lock in 3. $61.33 is the target today. $61.33, which it'll be. Where am I getting that? Well, I'm using a GAN number. It's 61.43, and I'm looking at what's the closest I can be from entry point to that. So the question is 61.51 or 61.33. So 61.33 is as close as I can get to 61.43 without going over. So that's what I'm going for, that target right there. That'll put 74 ticks into the a profit into the account if I can hit it. The next target up here is 96. Now if we get 96, I'll be protecting a 1p of 77. So basically where it's trading right now. Let's go ahead and lock in 5. It's just my way of handling the longs now. I don't really want to piss with the longs. I'm a better short trader, but if I could find something I like on the long front that works, then I'm not scared to take them on. So this is a crude oil anomaly that I call it. Go back and look at my I think I made it a futures day trading tip. If not, maybe I'll make today's video a futures day trading tip, the crude oil anomaly again. I'll talk about it and put it back up there, futures day trading tip. It goes back to the Bugs Bunny thing that I like. If you can't beat them, join them. So I didn't get the fade trade that I was looking for at the highs. So we sold off, and then we see this little thing come into the market, said, hey, look at me. I don't belong here, but I'm here anyway. And that's why I took it, because I started noticing that when you see these, and it works the other way too. If you see a red bar and an up move, that's anomaly on the other side too. So, but there's your blue bar, and it ends up being a failure bar, correct? That's the way I view it. It's a failure bar, but it's a long signal. All right, so I'm going to pause here until we either run 2p or runs me out. All right, so what am I looking for? I'm looking for us to run this high up here. Let's see what's above here. And once we get up there to that 92, we'll be protecting right here at the 1p mark. So just in case there's no oomph to get through this, when we get close to it, I'm going to be up here. If we get close to it, I'll be protecting a 7.7 coming back. I'll be protecting 7.6 though. Just take as much as we can on the long signal. Either it wants to run the highs or it doesn't. So that's the plan right now. Once we get up here close to it, I would say within a tick or two, I'll be protecting the 76 mark. Now obviously if it runs us out, it runs us out, then the trade's over. So this is a short below line right here underneath this 73 mark. Next target on the way up, by the way, is 60.96. I think I've marked that now. Let's go ahead and mark that on the charts. Is that 86? It's up here. I did mark it. See, I forget what I do sometimes. 60.96, and then above that 60.96 is 61.14, and then above that is our target, 61.33. So that's what we're trying to play out here. See if we can, if the market wants to run on the ups. Does it want to go up here to 61? That's what we're looking for right now. Does the market want to run to 61? Does it need to dip down one more time before it goes up? Well, if it does, it goes without me pretty much, unless the signal comes in. I have my signal. I got what I believe is the valid setup. So if there's any strength this up move, you would think we'd get through that 92 mark. All right, you know my plan. Let's see what happens here. Pausing. Okay, it looks like we're trying to make a run for the highs. All right, there we go. Yeah, it's close enough. Protecting the 1P mark now. Up against the highs. This might just be all she wrote to the high. Might just come up here and do absolutely nothing. Not a lot of volume up there yet. I got a lot more room to run. There's 2P. Alright, so if we get to 3, we'll be protecting 2. Alright, so we got 6100 on the mark. The old high was right there at that 92. Let's go ahead and lock in. Let's protect the old high. Alright, let's go ahead and protect 91. Let's follow behind, 15 tick behind it until we get knocked out. Alright, that's good enough to go after a 2P now. We'll protect the 2P target. 60.96. That's always a win on an up in a low volatile market. 2P is always a win. So we've got locked in. We've locked in our 2P. Now we just, can we get the 3? Can we get the 4 target? 3 is 61.14. Let's go ahead and get close to it now. Let's get as much as we can. 61.14, we're going to get within 10 ticks of that. 61.04 to 61.14. So that's how I'd play it. We went to it, not through it. So I would protect the 3P target with 10 ticks. Once we get close to this 33, if we can get up there, I'll be protecting the 14 mark. So right here is where I'll be protecting if we can get up to that 61.33, close to it. I really like this 3P target right now. Try to get as much as I can. And out. 50 tick trade, that's not a bad trade right there. We might be topping out up here, we might not, I have no idea. But that was a 3P target at 61.14 and we hit it. And you know, the good news is I'm pretty much done on my day right now if I want to be done. I caught that long. So who says I can't catch a long? Just need your right trade, right? The 3P profit target was 14. That's kind of where I expect the market to be able to run. I expect the market to be able to do a 2P target on any move that I get involved on a long. That's why I was very aggressive between 2 and 3 right there, because I didn't know if we had enough oomph to get through or if it was going to run back to me. So I'd rather, it only went 1P higher, or I mean it only went 1 tick higher than the 3P target at time of trade. And you know, what I was pretty much to get 61.33, it would have to keep running. Like it had to just, let me go screen draw tool out. So instead of it stopping here, it would have kept on running right to target to get to that 4P target. So I wanted to get as much as I can in between these two on the up, because I know that anytime you can grab 3 right now in the low volatile market, right now we're 1.51 on the ADR. I just know that anytime I can grab anything close to a 3P target on any given day, especially on a long, give myself a gold star. Most likely we're going to run back into that old 92, 91 range here, the break point. So we grab as much as we can within reason, and still give us the ability to, we still gave us a shot to run that 61.33. That's kind of how I handle longs now. When I've been thinking about it, how I want to approach a long signal, how I want to go and how I want to attack it. So hey, you know what? I feel generous today on April Fool's Day, so I'm gonna put this up on YouTube today and let you guys review it and take a look at it. This is what I call the crude oil anomaly. So it's something. It's one of those things that doesn't make sense, right? Now, if I was going to be going short, this would have been my short signal, right? But I still would have needed a setup to get in. I don't have it. And honestly, with being able to take the 50 tick win on one side, I really don't know if I want to trade anymore. But this is the so I got a long set. I got the long. The long came in there, and you're probably going to be playing against. This is probably going to be a day where these are just going to be failure bars today, and they're just going to run. They're going to run through them. So who knows? We got the setup though. We got what I wanted. This was the anomaly. Something that doesn't belong, right? This blue volume bar doesn't belong in this down move, and therefore I took the trade. The trade itself, I think, is right in here. 60.59 is where I got in. Mark that on the charts. Got in right here. and we were able to capture this move right there. We got within pretty close to that 3p high, right? And it looks like it probably would have run us out almost at 2p if I wouldn't have taken it out. So 2p would have been the exit coming back down through there. Yeah, it ran through the 2p mark. So this trade is over right there, no matter what. So get a little extra profit. Instead of getting 37 ticks, we got 50, or 36, we got 50. So we had our target on. We knew what we wanted for. The whole thing was known before we even placed the trade, right? We knew we wanted a 3p profit target coming in with a 1R stop. Everything was set before we pushed that button today. That's how you take a trade on. That's and sometimes, you know, the best thing that can happen in life is you just take a break and figure out what you're doing wrong, and then you start applying that logic back into your trading again. So I'm not saying I'm perfect, because I am nowhere near. I just recognize my limitations and what I can and can't do. This is my kind of trades, though, to be able to knock out a 50 tick trade and be sitting up 50 ticks. I mean, that's a good way to start a week. Now, as far as where I sit on my combine, 31,426 now. So I'm closing in on that elusive 32,000 mark. So just take it easy, take one trade at a time, get there, move on. You know, it used to take 10 trading days to get through the combine. Now they do 5. So that used to stress me out too. I don't let anything stress me out. I mean, what's the worst case scenario right now? You know, you have to start over again. There's worse things in life. There's a lot of worse things in life. I know I've been fighting some health issues in the whole month of March. Actually, I've been fighting health issues pretty much the whole 2019. It's not been a good year for me in health as far as getting, but I'm getting healthier. So that, but you know, I guess that's the older you get older, things start falling apart a little bit. Maybe, I don't know. So take care of the kidney stones first, and get over this flu bug that kicked my ass for the last couple of weeks. Um, I guess I've had it for over a week now, a week and a half. But that was a fun trade. I wish they were all like that. All right, guys got in the room and was able to capitalize on that today. I'm debating about where I want to go and how I want to do it. So um, I do know that I appreciate y'all for watching. I mean, I appreciate everyone that watches and sits back and comments and takes time to start, you know, the conversation, and let me know how you trade as well. So this is I've been doing this too many years to quit. So I guess I'm a glutton for punishment in some ways. But this is what I'm good at. I know what I'm good at, but I have to recognize where my faults are, you know? Don't get that complex where you start thinking that you're smarter than the market. And notice that when I was taking this trade on, when you go back and review this video, I was protecting I'll go back and look at it. There was, I think it was 60.51. There was a bunch of volume sitting at 60.51, if I'm not mistaken. So go back and look at the right there when I first got in, and you'll notice I moved to 49, then I moved up to 54, and once I got close to be able, notice how I managed that trade coming through there, especially when I got close to this mark. I didn't want to piss with it, right? That's what I want in the up is the same thing I want in the down. I want to give myself the best possible chance to catch a momentum driven trade. And it was all based off of that bar right there. Go figure. Something so small can mean so much. Alright, 30 minutes of me chit-chatting away. I'll stop this video and put it up on YouTube so you guys can enjoy it. And you know, these trades don't come very often, so take advantage of them when you can get them. A 50 tick trade in a low volatile market is extremely good trade in any given day and on one contract trading. And by the way, I've made up my mind, if you're watching this towards the end of this video, that the only real way to pass the combine and FTP is not to take on a second contract. So I know I talk about second contracts and whatnot, but that's where I think you can get into lots of problems as far as trading on the 30K account. Now I'm talking about the 30K combine at Top Step Trader. So the problem with you running, so for instance, at the moment this trade went on at 59, if I would have put 2 on, I was sitting with 15. That means I would have been sitting at minus 30 ticks if it would have moved against me right off the bat. So would I have moved my stop up to 10? Maybe, and taken out 20? It's possible. And so I might have, instead of having a 30 tick loss, I might have created a 20 tick loss. The problem is I don't want to take that kind of loss on the combine or on a 30K account, Top Step Trader. I don't want to take that kind of loss. You only have $500 of loss to work with, and in fact, you really don't have that after the commission costs. You only have about 45 ticks of loss, the 48 ticks that you can run on the combine and FTP with the commission costs. So you can run around 3 to 5 trades in any given day, and you don't only need to have, if you're running 3 trades, you only need to have one of those right to make it positive on the day if you're smart. For instance, one's at minus 15, the other's at break even, the other you only get a 1p profit target, and you make it like today. If that is scenario, let's say that was the scenario, you had 3 trades on, you got one at your 1R, you take one at break even, and you take your other at plus 1, maybe you only got 1p on the trade. So you had 3 trades, you net out about 4 ticks of profit, 3 to 4 ticks of profit. You pretty much paid your commission costs. But the thing is, you live to fight another day. So, and if you can get a 2p out of a trade, right? So now, all of a sudden, you just gave yourself, you've just banked yourself some profits. This is the key to victory, in my humble opinion. If you're willing to take 15, you got to be willing to run after that, at least that 2p target of the 37. But you always take what the market will give you. So take what the market gives you, and you can see how I handled the trade. Go back and look how I handled the trade today. You know, I was very Johnny on the spot moving my stop. I take as much as I can, especially on that long. And we're back here at 60.93 again. So I was able to pull out, what, 61.09 or something like that. So hey, that's how you handle it. That's how you handle the longs. Take as much as you can get on that long, especially one contract trading. Second contract comes in, you can get kind of fancier with the way you want to handle that trade, because you got profit sitting there. But you need to have but as far as that kind of, for me to be able to take a second contract, I've pretty much come to the conclusion that I need to have Top Step Trader give me the A-OK that I can lose $500 per contract. Otherwise, I don't want to mess around. So in other words, instead of a $500 loss, if I have 2 contracts, I have a $1,000 loss to be able to. So that way, I'm not negatively impacted by how I take on my trading. So until I get that, and then if I screw up, then we go back to the $500 loss, and we come back down to the one contract trading. So I've talked to, funded before in the past, and they're open to these kind of suggestions. You obviously, in your risk management, what they want to see is you prove that you can do it, then they will work with you. So I know Mick's we've talked about it before, so I know that you can make these things work, but you got to work within the rules first to be able to get them to see something that you would like to have. All right. That's me chit-chatting away for a while. I'm going to be out of here. That's it for now. Felt generous. Dave Knight here for 123 Day Trade. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Feeling generous today on April Fool's Day. We pulled out 50 ticks. Yeah, I know it's simulated, but that's one step closer to funded, guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye for now.